You have a character of use and dump. You saw the PDP, used it, dump it. Use the Labour Party, use the dump it. You're moving to the APC. And actually, it will be that we are also talking about left NPP to ABGA to PDP to Labour Party. And I can almost guarantee that if he wishes to run for election, it's not going to be under Labour Party. I can almost guarantee that.
Really?
I'm a witness to a lot of discussions around coalitions, and which I can't tell you my own, optimism about that. But I'm actually, by saying this, inviting other people of goodwill. Let's actually come together. We can actually get into APC and make it a much better party.
Did you tell your friend Peter Obi maybe you want to join APC too?
I told him a few things, not about coming to APC, but I would like to welcome him to APC someday if he so desires. But here is the point. I engaged everybody I needed to engage with, as much as I could remember, to say to them, here are the options. And I had a meeting with Peter Obi, and I said to him, I don't see me running for this election under Labour Party. So I'm sorry, I'm going to take a decision soon. Yeah, the day I mentioned to him I'm leaving Labour Party, the next day I moved to APC.
APC is just like that spoiled kid on the street that your parents will warn you not to associate yourself with. If you're eventually found with that kid, you will spend your entire existence trying to explain the reason why you are with that kid. That is what Valentine Ozigbo is currently doing. He granted an interview where he spoke about several issues, but the center focus of his interview was the reason why he left the Labour Party to join APC. According to him, he said the Labour Party is currently dead and the Labour Party is worse than APC. Yes, there are crises in the Labour Party, but the Labour Party is not worse than APC. APC is the worst political party that this country has ever seen. APC has destroyed the life of Nigerians. APC has destroyed Nigeria economy. Labour Party has not done any of that. The only thing that Labour Party is facing right now is leadership crisis, which is akin to any Nigerian political party. All the whole political parties in Nigeria are facing leadership crisis. PDP is facing leadership crisis. Even APC is equally facing leadership crisis. You also El-Rufai criticizing the APC. El-Rufai is one of the prominent members in APC, one of the founding fathers in APC. But he said that the APC has left him. APC held a NEC meeting yesterday. El-Rufai and some other key APC members did not attend that meeting. Even though they tried to manage their leadership crisis because they are the ruling party, Bola Ahmed Tinubu controls the shot in APC, so no one dares come out and say what is happening in APC. Therefore, a Nigerian political party having a leadership crisis is not a new thing. It is a Nigerian thing. So saying that Labour Party is worse than APC because of the leadership crisis is just about Valentine Ozigbo being economical with the truth. He did not leave the Labour Party because the Labour Party is worse. He left the Labour Party, of course. He said it in the interview, which I'm going to be bringing to you, that it is about the pool power. All Valentine Ozigbo wants to do is to win an election. He doesn't care about the platform he's running. He wants to win an election. And of course, APC is not going to win an election for him in Anambra State. The only alternative for him is to rig the election in Anambra State. And then he talked about Mr. Peter Obi leaving other political parties to finally end up with the Labour Party. He also said that Mr. Peter Obi will not contest election in 2027 under the Labour Party, that there are ongoing merger and coalition, that Mr. Peter Obi is currently in discussion right now. And he also suggested that Peter Obi could join the APC to contest election. And you know that if Peter Obi should join the APC, it's not going to be the 2027 general election. It is going to be the 2031 general election. If Peter Obi should join the APC, then I would definitely lose hope in anything that has to do with Nigerian politics. That is the truth and that is a fact. But the Peter Obi I know, his value, his ideology, I know he will never ever join the APC. Peter Obi is a man of principle. Peter Obi is a man of ideology. All the political parties he has joined is a party that will promote his ideology. It's a party that will sustain his principle. He joined the PDP under President Ebele Goodluck Jonathan, and now he left the PDP to join the Labour Party to build the Labour Party based on his principles and ideology. But the Labour Party is currently in a leadership crisis, and that case is in court. Mr. Peter Obi is waiting for the ruling of the Supreme Court to know whether he will stay in the Labour Party or move out of the Labour Party. Joining the APC APC is a no for Mr. Peter Obi because he has principles. Valentine Ozigbo does not have that principle. That is the reason why he jumped ship from the Labour Party to the APC. So he should not even think about Mr. Peter Obi joining the APC. It is a no for Mr. Peter Obi. I can vouch for Mr. Peter Obi on that.
Officially, you are out of Labour Party.
Officially, I'm a member of APC.
Wow, interesting. A lot of people did not see that coming, did
Yes, they didn't.
Why did you make that choice?
It was a very, very well-informed choice. There are a couple of things I don't find comfortable with the Labour Party, both at the national level and at the state level. And it's not just about what I wasn't comfortable with, but also the outcome that we started to see. We started to see a lot of defections, also loss of elections, and it looked like we were going this way. And it got to a point that as always, I want to put the interest of Anambra first. And in that regard, the real question became, what is the future of Labour Party like? I didn't see a clear, bright future. As a matter of fact, even the national leader, Peter Obi himself, is in, of course, discussions. Everybody's aware of that. There are discussions around coalition. And so if eventually we're seeing almost like the death of Labour Party, then it wouldn't be the nice and wonderful platform to prosecute the ambition we have, not just for personal reason, but because, like I said before, I want to always prioritize a number of people. We've developed a wonderful brand in politics. We've taken our momentum to a level, and some young people started saying to me, Val, if you don't run for this election, we're going to beat you up. That could be a joke, but that's a signal of what was important. Now, so the real question became, if it's not Labour Party, where do we go from here? And like I say, even when I talk to a lot of my colleagues then in Labour Party, everybody, including those elected, are very comfortable and maybe very small are going to defect. So if it's not going to be Labour Party, and what some of these things I have put out publicly, the convention that took place at Nnewi was flawed, the Congress in Anambra was flawed, the processes, the internal democracy wasn't there, and you can't even be guaranteed a fair play in what Labour Party was doing. And like I said, the outcome was very telling. Look at the performance in Imo State, look at Edo State, look at Bayelsa, look at Ondo. So why would anybody who is serious-minded actually want to use that platform to run for an election?
So things are falling apart.
Oh yeah, of course it's obvious. I'm sure you know that. So the real question for me was, where do we go from here? Move to which other party? PDP? Similar issues also taking place in those places, both at the state level and national level.
What about APGA?
That's where the incumbent, that's where your friend is. So APGA wasn't an option. Soludo is there, he's running for second terms, and we are intent on removing him because he's not doing well. A number of people are not excited about the fun, the insecurity, the arrogance, the touts, and all of that going on in Anambra State. And so, to be able to redeem Anambra and reclaim and redirect us, where do we go from here? And I've asked this question to a lot of people who are writing, indifferent or negative about this move. I simply end up with the same question. I'm asking you, Shell, if you're in Valentine's position, what would you do? And the answer, honestly, was either of two things. Run with APC, or don't run at all. That's basically the option. Because any other option wouldn't make sense. You can't pick any party which is relatively unknown to be able to remove an incumbent. Where are you going to deploy the resources? I'm not one of those who have stolen money from government coffers. So I want to be deliberate and measured in every step I take. And I also want to say to you, it's not just a decision I just woke up. It took intense consultations, not just among the people in politics, also the people of God. How do we move Anambra forward? And I said to you, the only option really was APC, and particularly because we've seen the dexterity, the resoluteness, the fact there's a leader who can take full charge and redirect things properly. And Anambra is a very important state. It's a state dear to my heart. And we see Anambra as the headship of the Igbos. And there's need for us to actually redirect properly. If you truly want to make a change in Anambra State, why even delay further? Tapping and plugging to the grid is very important. And the kind of opposition politics I see in Nigeria is not helpful. I see a lot of leaders just showing selfishness and drawing parallel lines that will never come together. And so, if you do intense analysis, you will end up with the same conclusion that the best at this moment, at this point in time, is to actually take Anambra and work with the APC leadership and rebuild that party, rebuild the state, and move forward.
Perhaps one of the things that got a lot of your followers and those who have been following, got them talking, is the fact that you have been on the side that heavily criticized the APC. And now seeing you abandoning or jumping ship and suddenly moving to the other side that you have heavily criticized, there are a lot of people who have said, so it's Valentine going to his vomit.
Not really. I want you to understand this way. So here we are in Labour Party, hoping we could build a platform that Nigerians could be proud of. And suddenly realizing that the same party is not even better off than the party you were criticizing. So you say to yourself, if you're interested in rebuilding this country, what would you do? Disappear? Or wait until some oppositions become serious? Or actually go into that big party, big platform, and start the change within? What would you do? What I took is a very deliberate decision. And that's what I said to people. Valentine Ozigbo will always be Valentine Ozigbo. That same person you fell in love with, who you know his character, his competence, his capacity. And so when I go into APC, now I'm in APC, what I have to do is to start the change within. By the way I would govern, for instance, by the suggestions I will make to Mr. President and what have you. And the idea is that this we should be in a hurry to rebuild this country. And any moment we lose is lost forever. So I don't think that the best thing for me to do is wait until some opposition come together and become serious. No, you can actually internally start the rebuilding process.
So that's a frustration and lack of choice that you chose the APC.
Not only that, there is a bit of frustration, but there's also some pull factor. That pull factor is the point I'm making here. That, do you know what it means if suddenly we take APC, which is now the largest party, which is the party in power, if we actually make some contributions, add value to that party, and see that trajectory move forward? My belief in life is a culture of continuous improvement. That no matter what APC is doing today, there are areas of improvement. There are things we can improve in that party. I'm actually, by saying this, inviting other people of goodwill. Let's actually come together. We can actually get into APC and make it a much better party.
Did you tell your friend Peter Obi, maybe you want to jump APC too?
I told him a few things, not about coming to APC, but I would like to welcome him to APC someday if he so desires. But here is the point. I engaged everybody I needed to engage with, as much as I could remember, to say to them, here are the options. And I had a meeting with Peter Obi, and I said to him, I don't see me running for the selection under Labour Party. So I'm sorry, I'm going to take a decision soon. Yeah, the day I mentioned to him I'm leaving Labour Party, the next day I moved to APC because I had to go and visit the Labour Party.